What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, interesting news. As MATCHROOM CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn, who partners with the Zone streaming app and is the promoter of two-time heavyweight unified world champion British superstar boxer Anthony Joshua. He's also the promoter of undisputed multi-division world champion, former Olympic gold medalist Katie Taylor. He's also the promoter of Dillian Whyte, who is a heavyweight British title contender. Eddie Hearn is the promoter to a lot of people. With that said, just to name a few, Eddie Hearn states that and indicates that he has all reason to believe that undefeated two-time heavyweight world champion British superstar boxer Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, 30 wins, no losses, 1 draw, 21 wins by way of knockout. He's 32 years of age, stands at 6'9" with an 85-inch arm reach, and he's pegged to face off against former Olympic bronze medalist, former WBC American heavyweight world champion, superstar boxer Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, October 9th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. With that said, Deontay Wilder, 44 wins. He has 43 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 42 wins by way of knockout. Deontay Wilder is 35 years of age, 6'7", with an 83-inch arm reach. With that said, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, they are slated to face off against one another in the highly anticipated Trilogy match October 9th. It was initially scheduled to take place July 24th, but due to reports that Tyson Fury tested positive for C-19, he had to be removed from the fight. The fight had to be postponed just 2 weeks before the fight and rescheduled for October 9th, which is going to be a month from today. So with that said, Eddie Hearn, he says that he has all reason to believe and indicates that he had information that Tyson Fury is not going to make the ring walk against Deontay Wilder October 9th, and that Tyson Fury will indeed ask for an extension once again and look to postpone the fight. And Eddie Hearn, he says this is not a good thing for the sport of boxing. Eddie Hearn, obviously, he has a fighter in Anthony Joshua who's the unified champion. He holds the WBO, he holds the WBA, the IBF, the Ring Magazine, heavyweight titles. So he's looking to have an undisputed match, okay? Now, he had opportunities in the past to face off against Deontay Wilder, but he didn't take the opportunity for undisputed. Now, we know that Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, they began negotiations for an undisputed match for this year, even though Tyson Fury had an obligation to fulfill, which was a contractually obligated contract to face off against Deontay Wilder in the Trilogy match. So with that said, Tyson Fury hasn't been in the ring since February of 2020, nor has Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder has made some big changes to his team and his camp, and he seems to be making a lot of adjustments preparing for this Trilogy match with Tyson Fury. Nonetheless, the first fight ended in a draw. Second fight saw Tyson Fury get a stoppage victory over Deontay Wilder, and so they're going into the Trilogy match. Well, they look to that being Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua to negotiate around Deontay Wilder, and Deontay Wilder, he took it to mediation, arbitration, and Tyson Fury, he had to oblige and give Deontay Wilder the highly anticipated Trilogy. So most people felt that Tyson Fury truly never had C-19, as there was a lot of conflicting reports regarding that situation, and they asked for an extension. Now, Eddie Hearn is alluding to Tyson Fury going to ask for another extension, and he says now when Tyson Fury asks for another extension, he says that he hopes that the WBC, World Boxing Council, President Mauricio Suleiman do the right thing and strip Tyson Fury of his WBC title, and give a guy like Dillian Whyte the opportunity to fight Deontay Wilder for the vacant WBC title, and then the winner of that fight face off against Anthony Joshua for undisputed. Now, Anthony Joshua, he has an obligation to fulfill coming up in a few short weeks against his WBO mandatory challenger and former undisputed cruiserweight, that being Oleksandr Usyk, who's undefeated as well, okay? So that's going to take place September 25th. But as Eddie Hearn states that, you know, they're looking to have an undisputed match immediately following that, September 25th showdown. Obviously, Eddie Hearn, he feels like Anthony Joshua is going to be the victor over Alexander Usyk, as Anthony Joshua is rightfully so the favorite to win that fight. I personally think that I don't see it going past 9 rounds. I won't be surprised if it goes 12 rounds, but my prediction is I believe it's going to be stopped in the 9th round. I think that Anthony Joshua is too big, too strong, too technically sound for Alexander Usyk. Anthony Joshua, 24 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 22 big wins by way of knockout. He himself was knocked out while he was stopped in his fight with Andy Ruiz June of 2019 when he's dropped 4 times, ultimately stopped in the 7th round. He since came back and he beat Andy Ruiz in an immediate rematch. Anthony Joshua, 31 years of age, 6'6" with an 82-inch arm reach. Okay, he is 31 years of age. Alexander Usyk, 18 wins, no losses, no draws, 13 wins by way of knockout. He's 34 years of age, 6'3" with a 78-inch arm reach. So Anthony Joshua is 3 years younger than Alexander Usyk. He's 3 inches taller than Alexander Usyk, and he has a 4 to 5 inch arm reach advantage over Alexander Usyk. Okay, he's just a better fighter in my opinion. Now Alexander Usyk is a southpaw. He is technically sound. He is pretty light, pretty swift feet. So I can see Alexander Usyk giving him some sort of trouble in the beginning. I think it'll take time for Anthony Joshua ultimately to get the distance, the timing of Alexander Usyk down. So I believe he'll get make the adjustments and stop Alexander Usyk or get a unanimous decision victory. With that said, Deontay Wilder, I made a mistake. He's 42 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 41 wins by way of knockout. So he's saying, that being Eddie Hearn, that he believes that Tyson Fury is not going to proceed forward. He believes that Tyson Fury doesn't want this fight with Deontay Wilder. They're not confident that they can win this fight against Deontay Wilder, as they should be, because he already beat Deontay Wilder. And you listen to some people, they'll say he beat Deontay Wilder twice. First fight ended in a draw, but a lot of people felt like Tyson Fury should have gotten a nod in that fight, even though he hit the deck twice. Okay, and so Eddie Hearn is saying that he would like to see Dillian Whyte get an opportunity to face off against Deontay Wilder for the vacant WBC title. Dillian Whyte, 28 wins, 2 losses, no draws, 19 wins by way of knockout. He himself was knocked out 2 times in his career. He's 33 years of age, stands at 6'4" with a 78-inch arm reach. He's scheduled to make his ring return October 30th, okay, around the Halloween. Halloween falls on a Sunday. He's scheduled to come back in the ring October 30th, okay? So, with an opponent to be announced. But it's being reported that he could possibly face off against Chris Arreola, a journeyman, Mexican journeyman who was a title contender, who just gave Andy Ruiz Jr. a tough fight, So with that said, there's a lot of history. There would be a lot of build-up for Deontay Wilder and Dillian Whyte for sure. There would be, it would be a lot of excitement. Somebody's definitely getting knocked out, which I believe Dillian Whyte will get knocked out. I think his style and his approach to the sport of boxing is tailor-made for Deontay Wilder. Nonetheless, it'll be a tough fight for both guys, as long as it lasts. I don't see Dillian Whyte. He gets hit a lot. I don't see him going past the 5th round. He makes a lot of mistakes. So Deontay Wilder, I believe, knocks out Dillian Whyte. But the build-up, the storyline between the two, neither guy is short on words, would be a huge fight, right? Easy sell. But everybody wants to see Deontay Wilder in with Tyson Fury and see the adjustments that he's made. He's brought in a new trainer in Malik Scott, former heavyweight title contender, star boxer, that's training him. He looks completely different. He's focused on his left hand a lot more, focused on head movement, and he's had a lot of time to prepare and get acclimated to the new training of Malik Scott. So this would be a huge fight, but it would definitely be a huge disappointment if Tyson Fury once again pulls out of the fight. Now, we know Tyson Fury has yet to fulfill any of his obligations, any of his commitments. When he committed to fighting Vladimir Klitschko in a highly anticipated rematch, it never came to fruition. He cited that he had an ankle injury. Then he cited that he had another injury. Then he cited health injuries. Then he was suspended for testing positive for a banned substance on UKAD, United Kingdom Anti-Doping Agency list. And the fight never came to fruition, okay? Then he went on a 3-year hiatus from the sport of boxing. So he never defended his titles. He ended up having to vacate all his titles. And so, he never fulfilled his obligation. Then after the first fight with Deontay Wilder ended in a draw, they had an immediate rematch on the table, and he never fulfilled that. He decided to, out the blue, sign with Top Rank CEO and promoter, legendary promoter Bob Arum and ESPN. That came out the blue. Then he said he wanted 2 interim fights against Tom Schwartz and Oliver Valine, before going into the rematch with Deontay Wilder. He was obligated to fulfill an immediate rematch. Then we know they had the rematch finally, and he's obligated to have the trilogy match. And well, Tyson Fury, he opted to try at his best to maneuver around that. Although he was contractually obligated to give Deontay Wilder a trilogy, he did whatever he could to try to maneuver around that, okay? As he stated, he paid lots and lots of money for a legal team to make Deontay Wilder's situation go away. Well, that wasn't the case. The judge ruled that he had to give Deontay Wilder the trilogy match, okay? And now this fight was scheduled for July 24th. Then he cited that in conflicting reports, tons of conflicting reports, that it was outbreak in his camp, that over 10 people, 10 people tested positive, and we found out that wasn't true. And then he stated he only carries 10 people in his camp, and his head trainer, assistant head trainer, and few of his sparring partners never tested positive. So how could it be such an outbreak? Then we see him days later at car dealerships and at casinos taking pictures. So then he says that he was quarantined for the scheduled amount of days and then some. Well, the dates don't add up. So there's a lot of conflicting reports there. And the fight was postponed from July 24th all the way to October 9th. And now Eddie Hearn is saying that he has strong reason to believe that Tyson Fury will not be making a ring war October 9th. And there's a lot of people that feel that way because Tyson Fury was not in training. And his father, Big John Fury, he stated that, Tyson Fury was going through some personal issues with the birth of his newborn daughter. And that he wasn't training, he wasn't mentally focused. And Big John Fury, he stated that if it was up to him, he would tell Tyson Fury, well, we're in the UK, the contract and the judge ruled in the United States, so you don't have to fight there. But the thing is, Tyson Fury does not have a license in the UK, so he can't box in the UK. He will have to box outside of the United States and outside of UK. And his father said he should retire because he's not focused on that, right? Or he should just postpone this fight once again. So Eddie Hearn is saying he has strong reason to believe that Tyson Fury is not going to be making his ring ball, which is exactly a month from today. As today, it's a month and 2 days from today. From the fight, October 9th, we're in September 7th. So let's see how this unfolds. That would be a huge, huge disappointment. And I would agree, if the WBC, they should strip Tyson Fury at that point in time and give Dillian White and Deontay Wilder fight for the vacant WBC title. I like it. Or Andy Ruiz fight Deontay Wilder for the vacant WBC title. I like either or. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue. Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Hey, this is Ebony Bridges, Blonde Bomber, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.